you want to learn Norwegian? Well, you've come to the right place. Hi there, I'm Roux, and today I'm going to teach you some Norwegian. If you've already encountered some Norwegian words that are exponentially long, that's a Norwegian thing, because we just take words and glue them together and then it's a new word. And sometimes I understand it's hard to understand what is this, what does it mean, and it's probably kind of confusing. In English, you hyphen words when you glue them together. In Norwegian, we don't do that. So you kind of have to be a little more in this long word. Is this a word? Is this a word? So really, you just need to forget all the fears of not being able to get it right and just go in there head first and you'll get it, okay? Just start off with a dictionary and you take a long word and you just go, well, I think this is a word. You pick something in the long word and you say, well, I think this is a word, and you check. You might be wrong, that might not be a word, but then you're one step closer to finding the meaning hidden inside the long word. Because then you're, check that was not a word, checking again, and then once you've found words inside the word, eventually you'll realize what it means. Here are some words for you that we're going to go through, and I'm going to, we're going to go through them together and decipher them and dissect them and find out what they mean. First one, sjokolademaker. What does that mean? Well, if you know what the Norwegian word for chocolate is, and you know it's sjokolade, it's easy, just pull a line and go, well, chocolate, what am I left with? Maker is the same thing in English, maker. So it's chocolate maker. Another one, taxi chauffeur. Now the first one might be kind of obvious because it's the same in English. And the art of this is thinking simple. Just think simple, don't overthink it. If you think a word looks like something that, sounds similar in English, it's probably the word you're thinking of in English, just the Norwegianized version of it. So, taxi chauffeur. Taxi is taxi. So what are you left with? Chauffeur. Look it up. Oh, chauffeur. Taxi chauffeur. A taxi driver. We don't just glue together two words. We might glue together how many words we want, just as long as it makes sense. Just go crazy with how many words you want to glue in there. So here are some 3 tiny long words. Togbanestasjon. What does that mean? Well, tog is train. And it's a word, if you're traveling in Norway, you're going to run by it often. So you might know, well, that's a train. You separate that, what are you left with? Banestasjon. What does that sound like? Well, the last part does sound like station, doesn't it? That is because it is. Stasjon. Station. Just think simply, because a lot of the time Norwegian words, they sound like English words, just Norwegianized. And then in the middle, what is that? Look it up. Track. Bane means track. Train track station. Bussholdeplass. Also, when you're traveling, you're going to encounter the word bus. The Norwegian word is buss. It's just bus with an extra S. Then what are you left with? Holdeplass. Well, plus is also a very common word. It's place. So in the middle, we have, what is this? Holde. Look it up. It means holding. Bus holding place. So it's a place where you hold on, you wait for the bus. You just need to be creative and think like, what might it mean? It might mean, just think out of the box. Like if you find a word and you think, well, holding, so like, when I think of holding on to, waiting for, it's waiting for the bus. Just, be creative with it. Don't be afraid of getting it wrong. In Norway, you can just ask people in English and they'll help you either way. But, it's just very easy when you get into it. Just dissect them and you'll find out the true hidden meaning. Now, however, Norwegian is a very young language as a written form. And sometimes we have things that are not explained by any rule, unfortunately. Which I understand that must be very frustrating for anybody who's learning Norwegian. Like, we just do things in our language, but there are no grammatical rules as to why. It's just because it sounds better. So for instance, solskinnstilbeder. Sol means sun, skinn means shine, and tilbeder means worshipper. So somebody who likes being in the sun, who likes sunbathing. What is that S? There's an S, an extra S inside the word. What is that? Well, sometimes we just add extra letters just because it sounds better, because solskinnstilbeder, it's a mouthful. It flows better with you putting an S in there. So solskinnstilbeder, it sounds better. It's easier. So sometimes, I'm very sorry to have to tell you this, Norwegian learners, we just put random letters in there because it sounds better. A lot of the time it's S. So if you feel like, well, what is shins? Shins. Try to go, well, maybe the S is not supposed to be there. Then you just cut it off and go, shin. Look it up and go, ah, it's shine. Yeah, that is what I think you should do when you try to dissect words. Just be creative and think of what you associate with words to find the meaning. And then if words sound like English, like if you think, well, if I were to mispronunciate this English word, it sounds a little bit like this word in Norwegian, it's probably because they mean the same thing. I believe in you and you can do this. Just get into the flow of dissecting and you'll be a pro at finding out the hidden meanings of Norwegian words. If you liked that lesson and you enjoyed it and you would like to learn some more grammar quirks and you know, how to be able to understand Norwegian, or if you want me to go over some more long words with you, just tell me so in the comment section. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and yeah, good luck with your Norwegian learning. There is a subscribe button if you want to check out my other lessons, you know. I don't just do lessons, I do skits, comedy, I do a lot of stuff. All love to my moustaches, aka my subscribers.